What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFSU University. My name is Tam, and I'm joined by this fantastic faculty. Who do we got today?
Tyler.
Travis TNT Tangeman.
What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So with that said, a little bit of housekeeping before we get into the fourth exciting, awesome topic that this big brain thought of. My first note up here is yo, so I'd like to address that. Yo. The second thing I have written down is if you go to patreon.com/TCG University at the $1 orientation level, we have just opened up our Discord to all of our patrons. So if you're a patron at the $1 lowest level possible, you can join our private Discord server where you can talk directly to the faculty as well as each other, the student body, about UFS or whatever. If you want me to make any channels, by all means, just jump out there and just ask, okay? I want to make it as awesome as possible. So,
Yeah.
yo. Sorry, that's the first note. Refrain. The next thing I want to talk about is playtest Sunday fun days. The past 2 weekends on Sunday, about noon o'clock, we have been live streaming on Facebook a couple of UFS games, as well as some card sorting and just a general hangout event. So if you want to come and hang out with us on Facebook Live, by all means, we'd absolutely love to have you there.
Yeah. Come talk to us.
Yeah, we talked about Soul Calibur, we talked about the upcoming PTC, we talked about just a bunch of stuff. And I think we're going to try and do that every other Sunday. And my very last thing, I thought I had a follow-up question, but I don't. Very last thing is the cram sessions for Soul Calibur 6. So every set we do a meta-analysis / breakdown of Soul Calibur of the most recent set, and we put it out on Patreon at the $3 level. If you want to view that meta-analysis by Jake and probably Travis, the TNT Tangeman.
Yeah. Come see my beautiful face.
Yeah. We are going to be filming those relatively soon and getting them out on Patreon, once again at the $3 level, and then we're going to launch the Street Fighter vs. Darkstriker stuff to the public as soon as that's live for Patreon. So the fourth topic of the week is a topic that I thought of with Soul Calibur having come out. I want you to think back to foundations.
Wait.
Thinking.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah.
All right.
So I can only think of 3-4 keywords that have ever existed on a foundation. Unique, breaker, ally, and weapon. Is this a space to be explored? Is this a space? Can we have ranged kick, punch type keywords?
I mean,
should that exist? Should that be we also have desperation and deadlock. Those exist on foundations as well.
Yes.
My apologies. But should more foundations have keyword support?
I mean, we've had ranged on actions in the past, so why can't we have them on foundations?
That's a solid point.
Like, we also have like weapon on every action in Soul Calibur, I'm pretty sure. So
that's what I'm saying is like the Soul Calibur set, like you can't sneeze without finding a weapon foundation, a weapon asset, a weapon action, a weapon attack, a weapon character. You can't, like, you close your eyes. If you took every card and put it out and close your eyes and hit it, I bet you'd hit it 4 out of 5 times. You'd find a weapon keyword.
Yep.
What I'm saying is we're gonna get a new Mega Man set. Let's say range should be all over that shit. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
So like tech should be all over that shit. Yeah. Oh my god, the new Mega Man set's gonna have so much tech. It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
But like they should exist way more, right? Ally should be all over, right? When you've got 2 characters on a foundation that are back to back, they should have the ally keyword. If you have a card that has a stance on it, or a card or a character like Felicia that combos with kick, punch, slam, let's throw all those keywords on a foundation. Like, why not?
Yep.
So, I definitely don't think you could have kick, punch, slam.
Why not?
On a foundation?
Like,
so those are like,
we got it on Nutcracker.
Right.
Exactly.
I feel like those are descriptors for, like, they are in their nature descriptors for an attack.
Sure.
Right? Ranged isn't necessarily a descriptor for an attack. It can be a descriptor for an object. So a gun has ranged on it. because it
Go
fire
on.
because it hits you from ranged.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't. I guess what it comes down to, like, I am now backtracking and thinking,
Yes, you are.
If,
Yeah.
if the foundation is them doing an action, potentially, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm practicing my kicks.
exactly. They're punching a punching bag.
Yeah.
Sure.
And like the point of foundations are like they are the foundation of your character. They are the building block. So like when you went home to the dojo, to the dojang,
Mm-hmm.
for all you Koreans out there, and we were hitting the heavy bag when Balrog his crazy buffalo attack or whatever could easily have punch on it, and all of his cards combo with a punch.
Mm-hmm.
And so just like Ed and Nine gets to combo with ally, I'll play loyal servant into an ally combo. Why can't I practice at the gym and then hit you with a fist? Like, I think that's just like it means
Yeah.
we get more cards like Stolen Sword.
Right.
Stolen Sword is crazy good,
Mm-hmm.
but if you took Stolen Sword and gave it any other keyword, if you gave Stolen Sword the discard a punch, draw 2 cards, it'd be awful. Because that means I guaranteed have to discard an attack to do so.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The cool part of Stolen Sword is I discard a foundation and I draw 2.
Yep.
And so we just get to open up. We can open up that much more cool stuff.
Yeah.
What if Cassie had ally as her keyword under all? Okay, so
Mhm.
bear with me. I understand it doesn't work with that 9.
Right.
And what if one of her attacks said, and all of her attacks had ally too. What if one of her attacks said, enhance, commit 1 card for each ally in your card pool. Commit 1 of your opponent's foundations.
Mm-hmm.
That means that I get that extra value off of building all these foundations in my card pool first. So I build all my foundations, I get stun X, or enhance if you have 5 or more ally keywords in the card pool, commit your opponent's character. That
Yeah.
card also has reversal on it. And so I'll block 2 times, add 1 in with Cassie, block reversal,
Mm-hmm.
and now I get to commit their character. Like that sounds really cool. That sounds really niche. Or I'll build 4 foundations, 3 foundations, put 2 in with Cassie, and now I get to commit their character.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess when I started that whole sentence, I didn't think about, like, practicing.
I think like the card design would just be really, really cool.
Yeah.
I think it would just be super neat.
I mean, imagine if Test Your Might had punch. Like, did someone punching a punching bag? They're testing their might.
oh, it's breaking bricks.
Oh, yeah, breaking breaks, but still, they're practicing.
Yeah.
Like, if that card didn't remove itself, it could have had a keyword along those lines.
It could still have a keyword if you create cards. Like this is us saying that like keyword spaghetti is fine. That's what we're saying is like every card should have a keyword. It makes cards like a Radical Edward way cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But
That
like,
card's seeing a lot more play now because we're getting a lot more stuff with keywords on it.
yeah, and Akuma exists. But like, what if Akuma said that like he had a keyword that like his keyword was Fury, and this card ignores all face downs, or this card ignored Furies as opposed to face downs.
He would be a better Sasha.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And he's got, I don't know, one of Sasha's symbols maybe, and like now she can play all that stuff. Like there's. If we're gonna dive into this keyword spaghetti, and that's trademarked by Thomas Gordon, if we're gonna dive into it, fucking let's cook up some pasta. Like let's go visit Italiana and fucking get some take home from Olive Garden. Let's jump into it and like
Italy
do some
UFS.
Italy
boys.
UFS. Like let's play the game.
I don't think they can make combos a lot better, too.
It would make combos exceptionally easier to play as opposed to having to, oh man, I have to have 2 attacks. Now I get to play this. Like Takeda becomes like a real character now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said that. I think combos are actually, like, really fine now. I think they used
Really?
to be. Yeah. I think they used to be a lot worse than they are.
I think combos are really hard to play, actually. Okay,
I
so
agree.
you ready? So you stop putting the word attack as your combo requirement. Fixed it.
Sure. Yeah.
And you start making it keyword based. You start
Again,
you're playing a water punch deck. Like you should be able to play like half the symbols as X punch deck, half the symbol, like another half of the symbols is like X kick deck, another half the symbol is the X tech deck. Like right now you can play air techs, life techs, water techs, death techs. That's it. Those are the only tech attacks you can play. You get 4 symbols on tech.
Mhm.
That's it. air, life, water, death.
Mm-hmm.
And you get 2 characters support for it.
Mm-hmm.
Rad. That's it. That's it. And so randomly given a Morgan attack tech because she transformed her back into a jetpack doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Who's gonna play that shit?
Nobody.
Randomly giving Aaron Black a tech attack under air. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like we now get like Mega Man could have order tech.
Yeah.
That sounds hype. That
Yeah.
sounds so
They
sick.
could
That
expand
sounds super sick.
on a lot of things.
We could have had Ivy have tech because her sword is so intricate, and now we have all evil life, and so life still has the tech keyword, and we just added 2 more symbols that could do it.
Yeah.
And so like now we get to change up how Ivy works as opposed to just like randomly having Fury. Like now we've increased the tech options that we have, and now cool characters like Spike 2 and Jackie now get slightly more tools. Jackie's deck will never change until we get more techs. Like I can't play anything besides techs. I cannot play anything besides techs.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I'm stuck with. That's it.
Yeah.
And so like a Felicia deck could be played under all 3 of the symbols, and right now you can't do that. J. Talbane can't be played under all 3 of the symbols. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you could if you just dug down on it, right?
Man,
Right.
you know what would be really cool? If we got a ranged foundation with a 1 check for Tengu Dive. I would love to see that. The very niche side of me would love to see that.
Yeah. That would be very cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think the answer there is I'm pretty like does Sand Grenade have range tech on it? Because it also has the air keyword. So or it's got the air symbol. So like I think we already can, but like man, it's risky.
Man, it's risky.
Man, it's risky. But no, I think and like from there we get to start doing some cool things with characters like Gil. Like Gil could still exist, but what if Gil said gain +2 speed, gain 1 life for each singular keyword in your each card with one keyword in your card pool. Oh, so now this 5-hander builds 3 and plays 1, and he goes enhance. This will get 4 speed, or this will get 8 speed, and I'll gain 4 life. I had to play 3 foundations first. I had to build foundations and then play this thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played another one, and now here's 10-5.
Oh, so it just randomly
And
scales.
so it just scales, and I played a foundation, an attack. That's not a game plan I can have until the very end of the game, which my opponent has to have a bunch of foundations in order for me to play that type of attack string, right? And so it scaled with the game.
Right.
And
I
so
think that would be really cool, actually.
right? And so
Yeah.
like we've got or this character that says enhance discard an ally card from my card pool to ready 2 foundations or ready 1 foundation that has not been ready this turn. So or actually we'll say that it's a discard a we'll say slam. We'll make this a slam character. And so now what I do is I play a foundation in my card pool, I play an attack, respond, I'll kick the foundation. It has the air symbol, and now I get to throw something cool at the end. So I'm discarding a card to ready a foundation. That's what my character says.
Yeah.
But all of my attacks have +1 difficulty. That's what my character says. Like, it's and then tap this attack gets +X for each foundation that's left, or each card that's left my card pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's some really interesting design that we can do if we start letting our foundations have more keyword text.
Absolutely.
There just is.
Agreed.
Where can this bite us in the ass? We're now the design team for Jasco. You're welcome. We took your jobs. Where can this bite us in the ass?
It depends on how good the combo attacks they print are. So, like, if we start printing foundations that have these keywords, and they print some nutty-ass combo attack, like, if they print easier Trinity Geyser,
Okay.
then, like, obviously we're going to have issues. Like, which they already have to be kind of aware of printing nutty combo attacks under fire, void, and good because Takeda exists.
Yeah, true.
So like, I like this idea, but at the same time, I don't want them to have to tiptoe around design space.
So I think they should already tiptoe around design space so that we don't get crazy things, like crazy things. But if you want to remember back, hold on, close your eyes and think back all the way to topic 1. You'll hear a ghost of my voice saying, every card should be as strong as Revoke. And it's possible that now it's everything is slightly more like I have got a bunch of little engines in my deck, and that's how I like to play games. Is all of my cards have a bunch of little engines. That's why I'm liking the water symbol so much right now. That's very much how I like to play games. I've got a whirlpool of a bunch of little things happening that just flow and make my deck work.
Yeah. So I guess when I say tiptoeing, I more mean I don't want them to stop exploring certain design spaces because they're too afraid to. So like I don't want them to not expand upon design space because something exists that messes things up.
Here is, I believe, the perfect example of how to do this correctly. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe in order to make this plan work, we cut ourselves down to 8 sets. 8 sets, we're going to get rid of about 100, maybe 200 cards. That's still like 800 cards that exist in the game, a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at Dr. Wily 2 Dot, the scariest thing that was printed in his support was Skull Fortress 2.
Mm-hmm.
It is a constant recycler for anything that has the ally keyword. I destroy a foundation, reveal the top card of my deck. If it has the ally keyword, I build it face down ready, which means I can destroy committed foundations to activate this engine, right? And that is every time that a foundation is destroyed on my side of the board, I get to trigger this thing.
Yeah.
And so a bunch of allies got played, a bunch of allies got printed, and none of them were under my symbols. None of them.
Yeah.
If you look at Ed 9 support, does not have death or does not have death evil water. If you look at Cassie Cage, does not have death evil water. If you look at Mishka, does not have death evil water. She's got ally cards. So like, because there's 3 symbols that wants to play this thing, we can have, let's say 5 symbols. Like we will do the Jackie Spike 2 comparison, where we've got getting twisted. Air, life, water, death, right? And then we'll find a 5th symbol to throw in there for our tech package. We'll say order for Mega Man when that new Mega Man set comes out. Man, I want so sick. So we've got these 5 symbols. That means I've got 7 other symbols that I can print ally stuff with once this gets finished. And then I've got all void, fire, earth, good that's got a solid punch theme, right?
Right.
And then as soon as this punch theme is good, I'm going to start printing death and evil punches.
Yeah.
And
that would be really cool if they just like rotate it around the board.
They rotate around this color wheel that we have of what are all these keywords doing. And then if you take and you play a death tech deck and you play an air tech deck, they're different.
Yeah.
They do very different things because some of the cards, one character overlaps with both of those, but we've got 2 characters that don't. And the issue that we have there is there are so many keywords in the game, and we're not even talking about powerful. We're not even talking about multiple. We're just talking about keyword traits. So, like, how many keywords is Jet going to have on all of his cards? Because he's got guns, and he's got techs, and he's got punches and fake throws, and they all have to have stun and multiple and powerful and EX.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's a lot of really cool design space that we can have if we start fucking around with keyword traits.
Yeah.
Let's just jump into the Italiana.
Yeah. The spice.
What do you think? How could this fuck up? I feel like I spent like this whole episode talking.
Yeah.
Just because I think this is a really cool concept.
I agree.
I don't. So like, I think it can fuck up when you print a character like Jet, who really loves keywords, and then you make all these broken keywords, and then Jet now just becomes very broken. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm now, I'm going to be strong forever now.
Yeah, which is kind of why I said I partly don't like this idea because it would make them tiptoe around design space more, but at the same time I do because it could, in the same breath of air, it could also expand design space.
I just think you don't print a character then that so heavily takes advantage of keywords like he does.
Yeah.
So the issue with him is he takes advantage of keyword abilities.
Yeah. And that's what
he
I'm saying.
says.
And that's where we'd fuck up. Is that
If he says all of your ranged punch weapon attacks as just a static, gain 1/1 or even like 2/1.
yeah, I think that is fine. I think it's the fact
think that's
that
totally fine.
I agree.
yeah, it's the
And then
I'm going to make these abilities so much stronger.
Respond, commit, remove 2 foundations, or remove 2 attacks to give the jet response once per turn. Do that.
Yeah, I think that would be perfectly fine design space. It would actually be really cool design space.
And so now I'm not just filling my deck with the most random busted ass keywords possible. I now have a deck theme that I'm playing around, and I've got these I've galaxy brained mapped out exactly what's fire weapons gonna do. Go ahead.
I think that's might be another spot that we fuck up on is that you're now pigeonholing all these characters into specific sets.
I totally agree.
All right, is that what you were waiting for me to say?
It's not what I was waiting for you to say, but like I had the thought as
Okay.
like as you were saying it out loud. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So like this vicious or this nightmare deck
Mm-hmm.
that you're playing, you're like I feel like I'm now pigeonholed to playing these very specific cards.
Yeah.
And it's not fun.
Totally.
Right? And then that's where we fuck up.
But
is
at
that-
the same time, so like it is I can still make art given limited utensils, but just because I've been given every utensil in the game or every utensil in the art shop doesn't mean like my art's gonna be better or worse. It just
Right.
it's different. And as long as the word universal gets to still stay relevant because it is not non-throw tech. it is not you get to play a singular attack lineup. I made a list of every single attack card that had double damage over speed. And I want to say, and that's under all 3 symbols. I want to say the list was like 40 cards, and that was not included in any of Soul Calibur.
Right.
So that's what 15 different types of attacks each that I could play under the symbols, depending on how the symbol spread works.
Yep.
And I only get to play like what 5 of those.
Yeah.
So I could make 3 different decks under each symbol, just switching out, and that's if I didn't play any of the same attacks ever. I still think the space could exist, but
I
on the
agree.
surface, looking back, I can totally see how reserved you are about it.
Yeah. I think that's then just the other problem.
Getting rid of creativity is an issue.
Yeah, I think they just have to be like really commonsensical about it.
What did you just say?
Commonsensical.
Commonsensical. That's the word of the day. Put that in the comments. How do you think that word's spelled? Are there any last minute thoughts you have on the Italian UFS?
No, I think it'd be very cool that it would create a cool design space. The only thing we would have to worry about is that it might detract a cool design space. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, so like I think it would be a very good idea. I just think, like I said, they would have to examine a lot more. Like they'd have to pay a lot closer attention to what they're printing, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because maybe that means that we don't end up with Missile Launcher 2.0 or Coffee Samba 2.0 or Princess Perry 2.0.
I think also with this keyword design space, like you get to like you get to expand upon this thought. Like some of the one of my favorite design cards of all time, and I actually share Kevin Broberg's idea with this, is one of my favorite designed cards for a character ever is Ken's Tatsumaki. That card says, Ken enhance, your stun rating gets +1. That card does not have stun on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if Jet was just like a powered up Ken that said response remove.
Give it stun.
Give it your choice, stun EX powerful.
Yeah.
And then missile launcher said mill 4, increase the speed or damage by 2 and increase your keyword ratings by 1. Deadlock enhance, increase your keyword ratings by give deadlock enhance, give your keyword ratings give stun EX powerful.
Missile launcher would be such a more balanced card
That's
if they just went that way.
See what I'm saying? It's like and we could throw the weapon keyword on it randomly. We could throw the tech keyword on it randomly. And now the Jet static that we described earlier is now an effect of that card. And so under Jet, that card's a monster. But now under Whitzel, I don't die for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Shoutouts. I just think like the more limiters you put on cards, the more cool interactions you get, which is why I love fighting your Siegfried deck.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy. I've told you about my character design of when I win cardboard, right?
I think so.
It's gonna be your opponent can discard a card, or something bad happens to them. Your opponent can do this, or something bad happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
The word, I'm gonna give all of my effects a cost and it's gonna match my symbols. This thing's gonna happen. This symbol's gonna happen, or you can do this symbol to stop it. This symbol's gonna happen, or you can do this symbol to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna burn 2 life. You can destroy Ready Foundation to cancel this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My attack's gonna get 2 speed. You can commit 2 cards to stop this. That's a bad one. I don't know. But
You
the
can
word
discard a card to cancel.
yeah,
it.
the word or is going to exist in my character for sure. Or you can do something to stop this. And I think that design is, which is why I mentioned earlier, Vicious is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to get 2 damage, and I'll draw a card if you block. I'm going to play a card that says if you block it, you're going to get punished.
So
Syndicate Slice. What do you do?
I
I don't want to take 6.
I like that idea. I don't particularly like the if you do this thing, then I didn't really get like that much out of it. So like I like how Vicious is designed and how he's worded, where he'll always get 2 damage.
Yeah.
Like there's no world where he doesn't get 2 damage asterisk.
Mhm.
But he might draw a card. He may be able to do this thing.
Yeah. And it is based on your opponent's interaction with him.
Yeah.
And that's the or.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get 2 damage and I'm gonna draw a card, or you're gonna block.
Yeah.
That's
So
what the character says.
I like or, but not actually or, if that makes sense.
So you don't like Siegfried
Not particularly.
because they have the choice right then and there to cancel,
Yeah.
as opposed to later in the turn to cancel.
Yeah.
Because I know if I'm gonna cancel this ability or not.
Yeah. Or rather, I should say I don't like Siegfried because he doesn't get any marginal benefit from them choosing to do this thing. Like on his character card, them flipping a foundation is not the end of the world for them.
Totally. If you look at his character card in a vacuum.
Yeah.
But then you look at all of his support,
Yeah.
and it does make that bonus, which
Mhm.
tells me that his support was well designed with the character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I really do. I like the
You
way
should be
Vicious
arguing
is
this, not me.
designed.
You should be arguing that, not me. Siegfried
yeah.
sucks.
Terrible character.
I actually think he's one of the weaker characters. That.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Doesn't mean I want to not win world with him. but-
Obviously.
Exactly.
Duh.
Right.
Fucking duh. Just don't get banged, idiot.
Right. I just put 12 answers to bang in my deck, so it's never gonna happen again.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Like I was actually just like look. I didn't actually mean to. I was just looking at stuff. I was
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
That's
this.
really funny.
I need to put this in my deck because it actually works. I need to take out all these non-blocks because they're bad in the deck. And then I looked. I was like, I just had like 4 answers to bang into my deck.
I mean,
Oh well.
Oh well. Oh shit.
you know what
dang.
card
Shucks.
doesn't have weapon?
Beans.
Bang. You know what stops non-weapon things? Dark Side of Karma.
Could you imagine that? So Dark Side of Karma is the reason I want to like print all these super other cool, because like
I think them exploring the weapon design space is actually fantastic. Like I was playing against
now we get to do it for ranged.
Yeah,
Now
I
we
was
do it for
playing
tank.
against James's Runica deck that he built, which is just like all weapon spam with steel res and stuff.
Yeah.
And God, that deck is so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it's going to be all over. Steel
Yeah.
Res is going to make
Yeah,
a
Steel Res is
resurgence.
coming back.
It's obviously
Under all of its symbols.
How exciting.
Yeah, I think Steel Res is totally fair, but I believe that's the topic for
That,
another day.
that was actually sort of a genuine how exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is exciting.
So with that, we're gonna go ahead and bring this episode to a close. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast and making it this far with our crazy ramblings.
Yeah.
If you like the content, remember go out to patreon.com/TCG University. Throw us a couple bucks. If you don't want to throw a bucks, that's totally fine. Do the cool YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so whenever we go live, we try to have a new video up every single weekday. So with that, stay alert.
Get learned.
Been learned.
See you guys.